10,000 milliamp hours for $45, and there's like an extra 5% off on Amazon right now. I see what Syntech's trying to do. Let's check it out. Now I gotta say, at first impression when I saw this thing online, actually I think one of you sent me a link to it, but when I first saw it, I thought to myself at first glance, I was like, that looks like the most hacky strap I've ever seen. There's nothing about this that looks finished, but that doesn't make it a bad strap. Let's find out. Boy, and right out the gate, we got that, whew, fat battery right there. Look at that thing. That thing is huge. Doesn't feel as heavy as I expected. 213 grams, when a Bobo weighs 141 grams. It's interesting that they're claiming to have packed twice the milliamps into this when it's not nearly twice the weight. It's possible though. I see where they're saving their money, and it's right there. I felt worse gears, but it's not great. User manual, the cable that goes from one end to the other. And it's orange of all choices. You know, maybe you really want to show your cable off. I don't know. I thought that was kind of a weird choice. It definitely does not blend. And then to add to that orange theme, you've got the top strap. It looks like an afterthought. Like this is gonna go up here and it's gonna wrap around. It's different. It looks like you bought like a head strap and then you just kept adding things to it yourself. But it's an all-in-one package, so. It's more of an elite style strap. It has a pivoting hinge that only pivots 2 ways. It doesn't spin all the way around. I guess this does have a top strap, so I need to take this off real quick. Snaps on pretty nice. It's got a handle up front in case you want to take it back off. That makes it pretty easy to take off. I like that. Then this part goes inside of here. It has these extra little wings on it. It's unusual, I've never seen that before. And it also, I mean, it doesn't really seem like that's terribly necessary, but it looks like that's just to grab on in one more spot. I don't know. Front here has the little bit of soft part above the Velcro that makes it a little easier to put it through there, which I like. As someone who has to install and uninstall a lot of straps, it's always nice to see them making it a little easier on me. I really want to know why these wings. So like that right there is pretty much a complete elite style strap with none of the extra stuff they've sent you yet. And that's why I say it looks like it's all afterthoughts, because this is a fully functioning strap right now that you don't have to have the battery or anything. And maybe that's kind of the part of the appeal, is maybe they think, oh, maybe for those times you don't want the extra battery, you don't want the extra weight. What the heck? I am going to declare this the smallest head strap I have ever tried. I always can open it up far enough that I can like nicely seat it, and this I'm kind of like shoving my head into it already to get my head in. You know, you've seen me in videos, I put a strap on and then I tighten it down. I could literally rock this without tightening it. I can tighten it a little bit, it feels unnecessary though, but that's full extension right there. So don't have a huge head if you're considering this one. Boy, that kind of surprises me. Let me look at the manual and make sure I'm not doing anything wrong here. The manual comes in a lot of languages, which is nice, but it makes the manual seem like there's gonna be a lot more to it than there actually is. And there's more than one way to attach this, but I want to attach it their way so that I get the best possible experience. So you put it underneath their top strap like this, but so you can still see the Syntech symbol correctly. And this is just gonna add a whole nother cross section here. It's gonna go on top of your head. Boy, see, I don't see the point of this on this head strap in particular because it's got the top strap already. I thought, when I looked at it, I didn't realize there was also a top strap. I thought this thing replaced the top strap. You could tighten it up if you want to pull some of the pressure off, but the problem I'm finding with that is because I can't make this head strap really much bigger, I can't really get it to grip the bottom or the back of my head. So if I was to tighten this, it's just gonna make the whole headset feel like it's floating up off my head. I'm not against the idea of this, but like I might take something like this and use it on the Quest Pro. I just don't see why this head strap has it. And then you've got your battery here that just slides down in. And it looks like you could still probably do a handstand or something with that on. It's not just gonna come off. The light is pleasing. Looks like it came with about a 2/3 charge. Now, here's the big killer to this battery for me. No pass-through charging. When it's time to charge this battery, what are you gonna do? You could leave it on here, but you're gonna have to charge it through this port, which just means, unlike most of them these days, like most straps have a spot to plug it in and then the cable runs separately. This one, you're either charging your Quest or you're charging your battery separately. And it doesn't seem like they're marketing like several of these batteries. There's no kit that I've seen where you get extra batteries with it or anything like that. So really you're gonna have one battery that if it's not charged, you're gonna take it off and charge it and maybe not be able to use your headset because there's no pass-through charging. Do a little additional cable management myself here because this is not exactly the way I would want this cable to look. That orange cable is just such an afterthought looking thing. It looks like someone who's not an electrician tried to run an extra power cable somewhere. Boy, it is a lot of weight in the back. It's not terrible though, like it's enough weight that it really does feel like it's offsetting the whole headset, but it's definitely there. The weird thing is I just cannot find the sweet spot with this thing. It's not the most uncomfortable head strap I've ever tried, but I just can't figure out where I want it to land that's going to feel good on my head shape. Like I get it up here because I feel like maybe that's right, but then the weight of that battery makes it want to sink. But if I sink it down, I'm gonna end up tucking my ears behind it, which is gonna mess up any over-ear headphone opportunities. I feel like the most comfortable place I'm finding it is just like that. Like I tilt the headset down, I tilt the back down as far as I can. I tighten it a little bit, although like I said, I could get away with not tightening it. I could just leave it like that, but I would at least tighten it that much for stability's sake. But the reason I so quickly took this off was because having this down low, I feel it touching my ears and I don't like that. Like right now, my ears aren't really touching the side strap, but you add this padding all in there and it's gonna just rub on my ears. Odd choices with this head strap. Before I go game test it, let's do a couple quick stability checks. Now, obviously you shouldn't go bending your strap like I do, but I do this because over time you're gonna be using this and doing different things to it, and I'm trying to see, is it gonna hold up for you? And it's flexible enough that I feel confident it's gonna last a little while. I don't feel as confident as I do even with actually the Oculus Own strap, because with the Oculus Own, I was like, I could crank that thing on. This thing, I feel like if I go any further than that, it might break, but that's a pretty good amount of flexibility. I'll give it that. Okay, I gotta take a step further and I gotta go spend some time with this in game, so I'll come back to you with some final thoughts after that, but I'm feeling iffy so far. I got two fish both chewing on it. Who's gonna take it? There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we're not snapping the line, at least that time. Okay, easy, easy, easy. And we snapped the line. Oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy. I'm also wearing just one of the most uncomfortable head straps known to man. This head strap is not comfortable to me. It does not get big enough. Sitting here, I've messed with it several times. Oh crap. A fishing game is not a great thing to be able to talk during because it requires a lot of focus. But also a game where you're sitting and leaning back. I don't do much VR sitting, but I'm noticing how much there is going on in the back of my head whenever I go anywhere near my seat. It's definitely just for $45, there is better head straps out there is how I'm feeling. But there, all that struggle and I caught the world's tiniest fish. It is a third of a pound. After spending more time than I would have liked to with this head strap, I feel like I'm ready to talk about final thoughts. But while I was at it, I wanted to see, is there even a hope of a chance with the battery installed that even a big case like the Bobo I would think wouldn't be an issue? That just adds so much mass. You don't realize that until you're in different games and you're moving around. It is a lot of mass to add to the back of it. It does its job in extending your battery time. The top strap might make some people more comfortable than normal. I just found the whole thing overall was smaller than I wanted it to be, and I could not find a sweet spot where it felt really good on my head. But I feel like if you came to this from a stock strap and you try it, you'd probably be pretty happy with this. But for someone who's tried all these other straps, who really has one that really fits their head really well, this just doesn't feel like a good fit to me. It's not that it's terrible, it's just not nearly as good as what I'm used to. So if you're here because you're considering this and you don't have a head strap yet, I would still check out some videos on like the BoboVR M2 or M1. Those are my go-tos right now. I really like them. Even some of the other head straps from like Abiga or Kiwi, their Elite straps are pretty comfortable. This just doesn't rank up against most of them. But if you're here because you've only ever had this, you came here from the original strap and you wanted to see someone else's opinion, I could see where a lot of people would probably think this is great. It's not bad. It's nice that you can flip the front up and see what you're doing and put it back down. Nice that it's a big battery. I just wish it had pass-through, but of all the options out there, it's just not good enough to me versus the other stuff that I'm not gonna recommend it or leave a link in the description. What I will do is I'll leave a link to some of the other ones, the actual video reviews too, the ones I like. So if you wanna watch those and see if there's some better fit for you, I think there could be, but it's not a terrible strap, honestly. But what do you think? Did you come here because you already have one and you wanted to see what I thought? Did you come here because you've seen this one, you were thinking about upgrading from something else, which I wouldn't recommend because I wouldn't call it an upgrade? I'd love to know in the comments, but I wanna say thank you and I will see you in another reality.